the NFL's playing for COVID.
They don't have one.
J.J. Watt just put out a tweet like detailing everything that he's seen so far, and made note that rookies are supposed to report when, like today.
Yeah.
This week or yesterday.
I think it's this week, some point this week.
Well, when did he make that tweet?
He made the tweet. I'm pulling up right now.
Because
he made the tweet on the 16th.
So so yesterday. They were supposed to report yesterday. Because he said rookies are supposed to report in 48 hours.
Oh, keep in mind, our rookies are scheduled to report in 48 hours. No, you're right.
Yeah. So there's no plan. I don't think there's going to be football.
They have face masks.
No. And then they put in like little holes in it. I don't think football's going to happen. And looking at that gives the Skins more time to get their shit together. But
I mean, what I had expected to happen was for the NFL to kind of sit back and wait to see what happened with MLB and the NHL and the NBA. But
how long can they wait?
They're running out of time.
It's supposed to start now.
Yeah, I don't see. I haven't seen a plan come out. Like, you know how the NBA was like, here's how we're going to try and do it. Bubble, the testing, the fucking Space Jam rings.
Bunch of holes in that shit. There's a bunch of holes in the NBA stuff that you're saying now. I mean, but
there's so much more contact in football. Like, they don't have anything.
I'm banging my drum that I have been nonstop about how stupid it is to fucking play sports in COVID when the pandemic is reaching heights in which it never has.
I really wish that you weren't the person to edit this video because that would have been funny.
Yeah, just put an actual drum there.
Yeah, I could. I'm gonna see if I can Photoshop a drum.
All right, football's not happening.
In London, they're already like next season we can have fans back because, well, I think we figured out how to do this and do it right. And here we're like, hey, NASCAR, let's have 40,000 people here.
Oh, yeah, they already started letting people in the NASCAR races. So, like, look,
come on.
I still believe the NFL is looking to see what happens with basketball and what happens with baseball. What you guys are talking about as far as the timeline and what it needs to be that they stop or start, there isn't one. There's not a too late moment for it. You're going to go through with it until you can't. Because they want to get paid. They need the money and everything to flow.
They're talking about having one preseason game.
I'm saying that up until the point where they could literally kick the ball off, and then the word can come down from Goodell saying, "Shut operations down." There's not an end mark. There's whatever they have to do to continue up until a point in which they're going to make the money. The moment there's going to have to be some sort of big moment that happens that gets people to get off this trajectory. Whether it be in the NBA, you have an entire team come down with COVID. Whether or not you have an MLB, an entire team comes down with COVID.
That's going to happen.
Probably. I'm still of the mindset that is going to happen.
But
I still don't
somebody
think
dies, then what?
Then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But that's what you're going at, is that all these teams are just going. Disney World opened back up, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, Disney World is opened up.
Do you see they opened one in Hong Kong and then shut that bitch down again?
I was driving in the car. I was taking a girlfriend to work in the morning, and there was a commercial that came on the radio about Six Flags America opening up and how they're going to do things safely. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
There's no way you can do it safely.
There's no way to do it safely. But
there's no vaccine.
Have you guys gone ever into the water park at Six Flags?
Yeah,
that thing
twice a week
is disgusting.
For how many summers?
But I never got sick there. Fake news.
Fuck you. But there's also a matter of right before we started this podcast, at least a few minutes earlier, the president was on Fox News doing an interview with Chris Wallace. I have not get to listen to the entire interview, but I did listen to some portions of it. This motherfucker is so in denial over what's happening right now when it came to the COVID situation. He is still of the understanding that the only reason we have so many cases is just because we're testing. Which is the same thing I tell when I tell people about my finances. I'm like, you know what? I had less bills this month because I didn't open the mail. It's horseshit. All right? The fact that the virus itself is spreading all over like wildfire, and I took my last test. I took 11 days ago. I haven't got my results. 11 days. I still haven't gotten my results.
That's because they went to Trump's secret lair.
this entire – we're on our own is what I need people to understand and to realize. We're on our own. And the only way that we're going to hold the powers that be, whether it be the president, whether it be Congress, whether it be your boss at work, whether it be the management or the corporate or the CEOs, the boards of all these people, they're not putting themselves at risk. They're telling you to.
Yeah, I mean, they lost money up to where they decided they could no longer lose more money, and then they just turned the faucet back on.
But like I said, that insidious guilt bullshit that gets into you, that you want to do things, you can see it all around. Everybody wants to go back to doing something a little bit normal. They're trying to look at it and say, all right, well, I guess I can do this and it's a little safer because it's outside, or I can do this and that. Well, we should still be shutting everything the fuck down. Yep. I don't blame anybody for wanting to get back to normal. I don't blame a basketball player where their life's work is to play this sport and being told, hey, you can do this again, not wanting to do it, especially after getting locked up in your house for how many months. I get it, but don't fall for the bullshit. Stop falling for it.
It's too many people already down that road.
It's bigger than you individually. You have to think about everybody else. Whether or not you want to risk it yourself, fine. But you know what you also do if you're risking yourself? Stay the fuck away from everybody else.
Yeah, but
if you're going to do something risky, isolate yourself.
Too many people out there not doing that. So
that's what I'm saying. We're already gone. The car is headed towards that cliff.
I think the car,
there's no guardrail.
The car is off the cliff, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
We're fucked.
Yeah, so not only talking about
and we can't even escape the country because we're not allowed.
Right,
passports don't work. You know what does work? My Jamaican dual citizenship.
So even including the NFL and how I don't think that's going to happen.
I'll take a vote with you.
I'm not sure about the NBA.